to the Traditional Millennial. I am one of your hosts, Brittany Dodson, and the fact that I just said that I'm one of the hosts is why I'm super pumped about this episode today. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have you all with me today, and I cannot wait to dive into this conversation. So, you know, I was thinking, and I just like randomly do this at times. I was thinking the other day about like two topics of conversation that people will always be able to just like spark up some type of good, intelligible conversation about. Two hot topics. And it's probably more. This is the only two that I could think of, but it was religion and relationships. Mm-hmm. Like, you'll always be able to generate some type of conversation around those two topics. And so today, we're going to be diving into one of those topics. And so I'm really, really anxious and ready for that. But before we get into it, what I would like for you all to do, and in no particular order, I would like for you to introduce yourselves. Just tell us a little bit about yourselves so we can kind of get a feel of who you are.
Well, I'll start since I'm sitting next to it. Okay, I am Cliff Williams, and I don't know what else to say about me. I don't like really talking about me.
The name speaks for itself, huh?
Hey, I'm just a church boy. I'm a recording artist and a father, and so that's pretty much it. I'm just a disciple. Awesome. I'm just a disciple.
That's it. All right, I'm Dondrae Vinson. I am a music producer, entrepreneur, country boy at heart. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Really, Dre?
Absolutely.
You're so humble. Being so modest. Okay.
All these music people. I've been singing in the choir and on the praise team at the church. But my name is Vakesia, a.k.a. VJ. I am, of course, a millennial. Just had a birthday, y'all. I'm still accepting gifts.
Happy belated.
Thank you. I write. I'm a blogger. I have a YouTube channel, and by the name of Glasses and Grapes with VJ. And yeah, cool. I'm a church girl from the pew up to now. I've been in the church, so I have a wide range of experiences with church. So glad to be here.
I'm glad y'all are here. It's so awesome. Y'all are such nice people. You're just so humble, so modest. Like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just a recording artist. I'm just a music producer. Like, I ain't producing.
Vessels. We vessels.
Right, vessels.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, you know what? I'm really, really, really excited that y'all are here. And so, to kick this off, I am going to be a little nosy, get in your business just a little bit, and I'm going to ask this somewhat offensive question. Well, it's offensive to people if, like, depending on where you are in your life or who you're talking to. But I want to know why you amazing human beings, why in the world are y'all single? And I want all y'all to tell me, and I'll answer it too. I don't have to if y'all don't want me to, but
Okay, so I'll go first. I feel like sometimes in life period and in dating, you just got to recalibrate. I think I'm just in the recalibration stage. Okay. So you got to kind of shift your focus and refocus to date. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
I like it. Okay.
Okay. Well, I would say the reason why I'm single at this time is because for so long I didn't have the maturity and the self-awareness to have a healthy relationship with anybody. And now I'm just now getting to that point to where I actually have self-awareness and knowledge and actually have a desire to build for marriage. So that's why I'm single right now.
Okay. Okay.
I like what she said, a desire.
Yeah.
And I don't have that.
Keep going, man.
We're going to be honest on the podcast, okay?
I feel you.
I'm totally, I'm 52. And I have seen.
Man, you look good for your age.
Because I've been single.
Oh, man.
I've witnessed good marriages go down the drain because of personal issues, not a marital issue, but a person issue. Like, your spouse may have an issue from his childhood or something like that. That keeps coming up, that's riding their back, and then now that's your load too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's you have to, and then if you don't have anything to offer your spouse, like a man, if I don't have what it takes to take care of you, there's no point in me trying to,
Right.
I refuse to walk into a marriage and then move into your house.
Yeah.
I'm through.
If my name ain't on it, then we can't do it.
That's real rap.
Stuff.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Listen, you stay in that.
Yeah.
Live in that space. That's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't think Jesus got married either.
I didn't either, actually. So he said, I wish y'all would be like me.
Right.
I mean, hey. So
That he
he said it was
did.
a gift too. So I mean, I think you'd be good.
And then too, I don't have to share my time with God and someone else.
Yeah, I think he said that too.
Yeah. God can do whatever he want to with me. He can take me wherever he want to. My son is grown. He's 30. So I ain't got to worry about him either.
Yeah.
So I belong to God. That song say my whole body.
Yeah.
Everything about me.
Yeah.
My time, my everything. It's set aside for him.
That's
And
awesome.
then I get to choose where I go. I ain't got to ask nobody no questions. And then when I get home, you're mad because I've been gone too long. I ain't got time for that stress.
See, you've been dating wrong people.
Hey.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I knew I should have did this podcast. I'm gonna get mad if it was over.
Too late now.
Right. You hear it now.
Yeah.
You hear it. You all in. You just giving it all you got.
I know.
So, but I feel it. And I think it's important in all of our lives and just in general to know why you are where you are. Because if you don't know why you're in the position you're in, it's going to be hard for you to reach a destination, a particular destination.
Right.
Absolutely.
You can't pinpoint where you are and why you are where you are. How do you know where you want to go? How will you know where you're going? And so I think it's important, I've been single. Well, shoot, I ain't never been married, so I've always been technically single.
Right.
Technically.
But I'm just in a place in my life now where I've surrendered my will to the Lord, and I'm working on that daily. I mean, I hadn't fully done it, but I'm working on it daily, and I just feel like what God has for me, He's gonna give it to me. If I don't have it, I don't need it. And it may not be that I don't need it right. It may be that I don't need it right now, or maybe that I don't need it at all. But if it's for me in its time, it's going to come to me. So I would just rather not walk around being discontent about not having something that I'm not supposed to have in the first place. Like, why am I mad? This is where I'm supposed to be. And so I'm useful here. I'm beneficial here to other people and to myself. And so I like this space. Maybe sometimes I like this space a little bit too much. I do. I
Nothing
do.
wrong with that.
I love being single. But I do understand, though, that if at any point in time that is supposed to shift and that is supposed to change, I'm willing to shift and change with it, because there is a purpose and a plan behind even that. So, yeah. Okay, well, cool. So then all of us know why we are where we are. So there is no, we ain't got no issues going into this conversation. We working out some stuff, and, Okay, good deal. Well, I want to go here real quick. Since we're talking about being single and possibly being married, and I guess this question really isn't for you because you said you don't have a desire, so you can be excluded from this.
I'm gonna sit out on this.
Yeah, you can sit out on this. But I want to ask y'all this: how important when you're dating, or like at our age, we are basically dating to marry, if that's your desire. How important is it to you to date someone or marry someone of the same faith?
Well, I will go first. It is extremely important, and not just the same faith. We have to look at the maturity level, as far as their spiritual walk, because yes, we may believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and He, died and was raised from the dead, but where are you? Do you actually have a life that's surrendered to Christ? So it's more than just having, the same faith. Where are we in that walk? Can you lead me? Because I've been in several relationships where I've been the more dominant person that's, spiritually or whatever, and it's dragged me down. It's it's been a hindrance to me in my call. It's been a distraction. A lot of my distractions in life came through relationships. If I must be honest, relationships can make you and break you, and they have broken me, and I have broken other people. I ain't been innocent in this. So it is definitely important to me. That's something I would not compromise on, not at all.
I think it's very important too, because the thing about it, like Cliff spoke about, when relationships get tough, I feel like two people have to have a common thing outside of themselves that they gravitate towards and believe in. Or else the relationship is based on nothing. Like, there's no real foundation.
Right. That's so true.
And we can't be unequally yoked.
Yeah.
Right.
And notice you said different faith, not different religion or denomination.
Right.
Right. You could be Church of God in Christ, and I could be something else. But long as we believe the same thing.
Right.
Right. Because denomination needs to go out the window anyway.
Right.
A lot of people got denomination and they got all this, but they don't have a relationship with God. Therefore, it hinders the relationship with your spouse.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's very vital.
And also, like you spoke on, like trauma, for example, like if one party is dealing with trauma, if they don't believe in something outside of themselves, that'll make it. That's kind of why, like you said, it'll be just on them, and they can't find a solution.
Right. That's right.
Because of lack of faith.
Lack of faith.
Right. I like it. I really like it, because your faith is really what you are persuaded by, what you are convinced of is like it indicates who you are as a person and how you, because I mean that's how we base our values and our standards. Like, that's what you base that on. Like, that's the foundation or like the building blocks of your life. And so if you don't have that can get really tough. And I like that you said that out, when you come, you need something outside of you.
Absolutely.
That will help to bring you back together. Because whenever we can't do it, we got to have something else, that's going to be able to make us cohesive, and like, we're already just complicated anyway as humans. Like, we are complex beings. So if you're with somebody who does not subscribe to the same faith as you, that's like intentionally adding another level of tension that we already are gonna have. Like, we already gonna argue about stuff. We're gonna disagree. There's gonna be some sort of discordance there at some point in time. And so then I add this, and then I don't know what to tell you about your Buddhist statue image of it. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if I'm with you, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to tell you to pray about that. Like, I don't know. And I'm over here praying to God, to the God that I believe is a supreme being, and you got another thing going, and I mean, I don't know. How can we find common ground in two different things that we base our lives upon? That's really hard.
Our foundation.
And then I'll also say, like, for example, if my life and everything in my life when you meet me is based around faith, and God is moving in my life and like providing opportunities, and you can't even relate to that, what are we doing?
Right. Clueless. You're clueless.
And it causes people to be envious. Your spouse can be envious of your freedom.
Right.
Of being who you are, and they're bound. I just ask my friends all the time, how do you be with someone that's bound when you're free?
Right.
Yeah.
Man,
it's
so
very
true.
hard, because that's going to cause that person bound to be mad at you because you're free. And all they got to do is trust God like you. Have faith in God.
Yeah, that's it. Free yourself. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she did.
You are advocating too much for single life over here. Okay?
Listen, I can come and counsel with you at your house, and then I'm going to go home to my house without you.
I feel that.
But it's all about trying to keep your peace.
Yeah.
Everybody wants peace.
Right.
Everybody wants peace. And if you're connected to somebody that's argumentative, they weren't like that before you married them. See, that's the kind of thing they do. They switch on you once they get you. I'm saying it today.
The switch up.
I'm telling you, they do a switcheroo on you. They got you now. Yeah. No, I ain't going back to church.
That's why discernments is key.
Right.
It is.
And then you got to let him find what the Bible say. He who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's been turned around because the women is finding, and they ain't finding no husband. They finding some britches.
That's it.
You know, and you can't. And if God don't send you your mate, you're gonna really suffer.
Yeah.
He may turn around after a while, but you're gonna suffer for a while before he get himself together.
Yeah.
If that's what you wanted. My daddy said this when he preached. I'm gonna be quiet. He said, "You got what you wanted, but you lost what you had.
Mm-hmm.
You got who you wanted, but you lost your peace.
Yeah.
You lost your joy.
Mm-hmm.
You lost your future. You just lost everything for." And I said, traded in all that for just a person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not.
So I encourage anybody, before you get married, please date. They don't date no more. I mean, like, date, not have sex. I say date.
Yeah.
Right. Court.
That's where the lines get messed up. It's, when that flesh get to going.
Mm-hmm.
You can't think about nothing else now. Yeah, I want you. I'm just saying, I'm feeling that boat.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
All of that.
Mhm.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, I had my son out of wedlock, and then I proposed to her, but she wasn't ready.
Mm.
So I just told her, well, remember this. I'll never ask you this question again.
One time.
And I did. You understand?
One and
I
done.
could be your friend all day. But I ain't finna sweat nobody, run after nobody. I ain't gonna do it.
Well, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this in a
Right.
positive direction. Because I don't blame you. No, that's your prerogative. But y'all know what? I was thinking about this, and when you're talking about the same faith and stuff, and how when I think about the same faith, and I might be being a little like hopeless romantic or corny or whatever, but I think about Jesus and like how important it is to me for someone who subscribes to the Christian faith. Because if you're subscribing to the Christian faith, then that means that, because I'm a Christian, then that means that you're subscribing to the idea and the belief that Jesus gave himself for the entire world. And so when you look at Ephesians, I think it says, wives, submit yourself to your own husbands. And then later on it says, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. And so when I think about what Christ did, Christ didn't love us until death do us part. He loved us unto death. So his love for us drove him to the cross to die for us. And so if I'm with someone who believes like that, then that means they're going to love me like that. They're going to love me unto death. And they will do whatever it takes to make sure that their love for me is evident. And I'm going to reciprocate the same thing. You loving me like that. I mean, there is no, like that type of love, it can't be severed. It can't be separated. It can't be threatened. Like it's forever. It's a forever type of love. So if a man subscribes to the Christian faith, he's subscribing to love you in that way. And I'm going to love you back. Like, we only have to have a wedding. We can go to the courthouse. We going to Bali. Like, well, what's up? Like, where I sign my name at? Because, like, that's the type of love that you should want. Because it's a forever type of love. And so, I had to, like, switch it up. I mean, you were good. You were what you said, but I just wanted to be cheesy for a minute.
No, I'm not even going to respond.
So I'll add to what you said. I think that when we think about love and faith, sometimes like if your faith is not strong, then your love is really based on worldly things also. And you end up having faith in a person.
Yeah.
And that's not real love.
Right.
You believe in that person other than God.
Right. Man, that's so true. And that's dangerous. It
Very.
can be really dangerous.
Very.
Because you can get into like territory that's not even I don't know. I feel like things like that can bring things out of people that maybe already were there, or just take you out of character altogether, and that's not good for a relationship. So
right, and that sets yourself up to idolize somebody.
Yes.
And the Bible tells us not to put anybody before God.
That's right.
You know, and I believe a lot of relationships are broken up because they've idolized each other. They've taken God out of the center of it. So that is very dangerous to a relationship.
Right. It is. So, well, you know, I think that we kind of got a good hold on that. So if anybody, you know, dates y'all or whatever, I think they're gonna get some good fruit. Now you over here on the other side.
Who is that shit next to you?
No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna ask y'all this, since we're talking about like all this, you know, love stuff, being with people and all that stuff. So we're living in a microwave generation. Like, we want stuff really quickly. So that's like, you even see like with like social media and stuff, like how the algorithms always change based on people's attention span. Like, it's terrible. Like, we can't even last 30 seconds, y'all. Like, it's bad. But I feel like when it comes to relationships, it takes us forever to figure things out. Like, we will be with somebody for 13 years, and then after that 13th year, we're like, he is not for me, or she is not for me. And I knew back then that I should. And I'm like, dude, like, why? Why do we do this?
Yeah, if you already knew that, that's crazy.
That's crazy. It is crazy. But you know what, though, Dre? I've been the crazy person before. I've been there. You know, just sitting and staying and waddling in this unhealthy, toxic relationship. But I will say, though, that I was unhealthy, and I wasn't like toxic, you know, but I was toxic. If you know, like, I wasn't like super toxic. I was like toxic, you know what I'm saying?
He was like diet toxic.
Mild toxic.
Mildly toxic. So, but you know, I've been there. But I don't know now though. Well, even before, like, maybe starting several years ago. Like, I cannot see myself doing that anymore. Like, that is not healthy, and I feel like I'm a healthy person now. Like, I'm constantly growing to a place where I am self-aware, like you said, and I can pinpoint things in my life that I might need to just like fix or change a little bit or tweak a little bit. And so how long do y'all feel like, and you don't have to give me like this real number, it can be like this arbitrary, intangible number, I don't know, but how long do you feel like it takes to get to know if someone is someone that you can settle down with, or, you know, at our age, marry?
I would say that is contingent upon how authentic those two individuals show up into the relationship, because a lot of times people are masking things, and sometimes it's intentional or unintentional or whatever. So if you're not being real or whatever, it takes a little longer to learn somebody. And if you don't know yourself and you're trying to learn yourself in that process, that can prolong the process as well. But I believe, like I said, it's contingent upon how authentic people show up to relationship, and also how confident and how aware they are on what they need and what they want. A lot of times we don't know what we need. We know what we want, but a lot of times we don't know what we need, and we don't know what we want out of life. So if you're going to, you know, marry somebody and you're building something, but you don't know what you're building, I mean, of course you're going to be unsure. You're going to waste time or whatever, because you're going with the flow or whatever. So I think that's contingent upon that. And I've heard guys say it takes 3 to 6 months possibly. I mean, that's possible. Hey, if y'all know, y'all been on your stuff, you're doing your, you know, your self-work, you know, you have a clear vision for yourself or whatever, it can happen instantly. You know, I'm not opposed to that, but it's contingent upon those things.
That's so true.
So for me, I don't think it's a specific timeline. I think it's, like you said, based on all of those aspects of it. And I'll say, for me, like, my parents have been married for 43 years.
Go ahead.
So I can't play with that.
Right. Right.
I'm doing that one time.
Yeah.
Listen.
So I think it also depends on the person, and like, you can kind of see patterns of follow through in people's lives. So if I meet you, I could really be into you, but if I don't see any aspects of follow through in your life, that worries me.
Yeah.
As far as a lifetime commitment, you know.
Yeah. I like that.
It's good.
Follow through. Just like when you shoot a shot, they tell you to follow through.
Mm-hmm.
I like sports, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cliff. Well, I
I
don't know.
was just gonna say ditto.
Because Cliff's like, I ain't trying to think about it anyway. Like, why would you
But
do
she
that?
nailed it on. I mean, right on the head.
Right. I like what
You
you
must
said.
be honest from the beginning.
From the beginning.
You
Yes.
cannot mask yourself just to get what you want.
Right.
And then when you get it, you take the mask off and you're a monkey up under that.
Not a monkey.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to act like a monkey. And this person that has been honest with you, they will go into counseling with the pastor and still lie.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
Yeah.
people do not come to the table and just lay everything out.
Right. It's
But
dangerous.
if you're the one I want to live with forever, want to be with forever, I'm going to lay everything out. And now you can choose now, you know. But it's too many of us coming with these masks on.
Right.
And then you don't
like
really
that
know what you
said
got until
Yeah.
down the road. And you be like, I got friends right now, just got married, talking about divorce.
it
like that.
happens.
They dated longer than they married. So that ain't cool to me.
And I think that's where that self-work comes in, because if you haven't been honest with self first,
Yes.
Right.
Right.
then you're afraid to be honest with anybody.
Yes.
Right.
Right. That's so true.
Yes.
Yes.
That is so true.
That's what I was talking about being somebody being bound and somebody being free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you holding stuff, you want to be honest with yourself.
Right.
Right.
You know, about who you are, or
Right,
you know,
where
and
you
everything,
are.
where you are,
Yes.
and have settled forgiven the past
Yeah.
Yes.
thing. You know, if your past is still hurting you, you really need help. And
Right.
If God can't do it, you go to some psychiatrist or something.
Right. Do something. Do what you
Yeah,
gotta
ain't
do.
nothing
Go
wrong with
there.
that.
It's cool.
Right.
You know, so I
Yeah.
mean, you just gotta, you know, really work on yourself. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. Seriously. Because I was talking to a young girl not too long ago, and she was saying she had been dating this guy for like maybe 4 or 5 months, and they, like, at that particular time, like 4 or 5 months in, he had just disclosed to her that he had a child. And so she was like, why did he wait to tell me? And I think she thought that it was because he knew that she didn't want kids right now, but that's still not a reason
Right.
not to
Not
tell
to.
somebody something. Like, I don't care how you're going to respond to this. This is me. This is what I come with. And so from the sounds of, what y'all are saying, from what it sounds like, is that y'all are more of the upfront, let me front load you. I'm like to dump all this stuff off this dump truck right now at the beginning.
Make it sound so bad.
I mean, that's the plan. Do it always happen that way?
But I get it. I mean, because that's how I am. Like, I intentionally, because I feel like I've done a lot of work on myself, and I like where I am, and I like where God has brought me, and I'm happy with the person that I am now. I wasn't before, but I am now. And so, like, but whenever I date, which I don't really date that much now, but whenever I have, I've always been intentional about sharing with people the not so good stuff, the stuff that you can't see about me. Of course, people know, they can know what you do. They can see what you do on social media. We live on social media.
Right.
They can see all of those things, and things look really good. They look like you got a lot of good stuff going on. But underneath all of that, there has been some groundwork that has been, and some stuff that has been sifted through, and some things that have been weeded out. And I need you to know, like, it ain't always been like this. And yes, I did this. I have been there, and right now, this is how I am about this right now.
Right.
I'm working on it, but, this is it. And so I think, sounds like to me, all y'all are like the dump truck people. And we like to just dump stuff on people and let them know, this is who I am. It's, take it or leave it. Figure it out.
Transparency.
That's it. I mean, for real though, you have to be that way, because then you get people who aren't honest about stuff, and like you said, and then if you, and I think that's a key indicator of a person who has not been doing self work. If they cannot be honest, because then that means that there's some stuff in your life, like, I don't know, like, it could even be simple stuff that people aren't honest about, and then that's gonna clue me into the fact that maybe it's some deeper stuff there that you have not worked through. It's something else, and we need to figure that out. And like I ask a lot of questions, a whole lot of questions. When I'm a whole lot, and
it's
like
a must.
I ask like really, really hard questions, and so because I'm trying to get to the root of this stuff, I'm rooting out stuff in my life. I need you, and then like if you can't go there with me, you don't know, you struggling. I'm like, oh man, see, now you need a therapist, and I'm not gonna do that to you. You're not gonna pay me to do that. Yeah, I can't. No.
So I'm glad you touched on that. That's another thing. Some people they look for companions to do the work for them.
Yes.
So they can be hurt and broken, and they're looking for somebody to fix them.
Yes.
So they don't want to do the self work. They want you to do it. And that's a problem.
That is a major problem.
And that's the same way with people saying, I need somebody to just make me happy. That's the wrong person to marry.
Wrong person.
Yeah.
Wrong person to marry.
It is.
Because they're going to drown you.
Yes.
They're going to wear you out.
Yes. Speaking of that, though, that was actually my next question. Y'all already going to my next question. Because I've heard people say that, how people say, and okay, I'm not going to mention who says it, but anyway, and I know this person that says it has really good intentions, and they've been together forever. But anyway, so I've heard people say that their spouse makes them whole. And so do y'all agree that you are incomplete or half of a person until you meet the person that you're supposed to be with?
No, I don't believe that.
It's us millennials. We don't think like that.
I think your person is they're supposed to remind you of your wholeness, not make you whole. You know.
I like this philosophy.
And I like the fact that when you come, all you're doing is adding to.
Yes, you're making it better.
Yeah, you're not gonna deplete me trying to fill you up.
Yeah.
And then when you get full, I'm just drained.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
everybody got to be able to, have to hold their own. That's what I'm saying. You can't come to me and be like, oh, I need you to love me. You don't love yourself.
Yeah. Hard on
Mr. No Nonsense himself. I love this, bro. I love it.
About single.
Probably.
No, yeah.
I don't fool. I just can't.
Like, you ain't got time.
You've seen too much.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's it. So I just put it in my lyrics.
Well, I would say, of course, I disagree with that. I will say, though, if God has ordained you to be married to somebody, your overall purpose in life may be incomplete, but you yourself don't need another person to make you whole,
right,
or whatever. So when you're talking about as far as like destiny and purpose or what in that regard, then yeah, I think it's possible to be incomplete until you meet your person. But I mean, you're supposed to be a whole individual.
Yeah.
Like everyone has said, you're adding to someone. You're not making up the difference.
Right.
So.
Because what if we're like Cliff over here and we never get married? Like what if we don't want to get married? Like Cliff gonna walk around a half a person his whole life.
I'm whole. I'm a big hole too. I don't think I got no room for nobody else.
Yeah, clearly over here, like. I'm just
But my mother says they need to get rid of this. You give 50-50, 50-50. We got to come 50-50. Mama said, no, you be 100 and I'm gonna be 100. Yeah. So if you decide to leave, I'm still 100.
I think they're talking about bills.
It's another discussion.
Interesting.
Even that, because some men
interesting
pay the
subject.
bills.
Okay.
Some men pay all the bills. So that means he's doing 100% of the bill paying. While she doing 100% to take care of the family and the kids. So 100% both ways.
Yeah.
If you ain't gonna do no dishes, going outside and cut the grass. Right? If I'm taking on the inside of the house, you take care of the outside. Y'all better learn something. It's all about having a happy home.
I feel like you chomping at the bits over there. It is. You do need a happy home.
Yeah, you need a happy home.
what was that? I'm sorry.
I said I feel like you jumping at the bits over there. Because you said interesting subject when.
No, I'm just listening to clips.
He's laughing at me.
Ah,
I'm
that's.
the one. He laughed at all.
I like it though. I like it. It's cool.
I love the perspective. Like absolutely
For
love
real.
the perspective.
Like seriously, I feel like those physical things that you do are the same. You apply the same principle as you apply to internal things. So like, I don't want to do all the work for you mentally, which means I don't want to do all the work physically either. No man wants to do that. He doesn't want to like have to do everything. You know, you stand at home, because I've heard of, I've talked to people that have mentioned like their wives or ex-wives. Now most of the time they don't stay together, but where the woman didn't do anything, like, but she didn't go to work, but she also didn't clean up, she didn't cook,
Terrible.
she didn't do anything. I'm like, you just lazy, like.
Idle mind is the devil's playground.
And for real,
So,
seriously, and that's
gotta get you some business.
Get off my cross.
I'm just saying.
My cross is too heavy for you to be on to doing nothing.
Like, stop. Like, that doesn't work. I mean, it's not healthy for a relationship. It's not healthy for any one person to be everything to a person. That's not healthy at all.
Right.
So
It's codependent.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's not fair either.
No, it's not fair. That's not, even like as human beings, that's not fair.
Right. Even when you was talking about what the Bible says about how a man's supposed to love his wife and a wife supposed to be submissive. Okay, I see a lot of the submissive going on, but I don't see these men treating these women like
Speak on
Christ loves the church.
Speak on it.
But they want you to be submissive. See, that's
But
not
they do
right.
that. No, it's not right. Absolutely
If God
not.
got a standard for you, He got a standard for me.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? So we both got to hold the standard up.
That's right.
Now, if you start falling, and I'm supposed to be submissive, no, and you ain't treating me right.
Right.
My mama said, don't ever want to lay in the bed with somebody that's mistreating them.
That's right.
I think that word gets misconstrued a lot of times. When people hear submit, they think of something different than what it really is. Like submit means to give. Like I submit a contract.
Yeah.
But people look at it as like, oh, I have to bow down to this person.
Right.
No, you're supposed to give. If we're both giving our all to each other, then that's how you do that.
That's how you do it.
Right. That's how you do it. Period.
It's really simple. It's really quite simple.
It really is simple. But I think it's simple to a person who is willing to open up their heart and their mind to understand what love really is and to really know what it is. Now, but if you're selfish and you want what you want and you want things to go a certain way, or let's say you grew up in a certain context and that has shaped who you are and you haven't unlearned some things and you haven't dealt with some things, then that's going to be hard to you.
Yeah.
You're not going to understand how you may not, and it may not be intentional for a lot of people. It may just be what you have learned and what you have seen, and you don't understand another way. And that's why I think it's important though to have community and people around you who can help you to see things from a different perspective. If
Agreed.
you're around people, that's why I really think it's important too to have people around you who think differently than you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like we all can't be out here thinking the same.
Yeah.
Like then we all gonna be out here wearing the same clothes and doing the same thing all the time. And like we don't grow and expand that way.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people I feel like they think it's like a safety net for them to keep people around them that think like them and they know, but really it's dangerous. Like
Right.
that's not safe for you.
Yeah.
You need people around you who can help you to experience and grow beyond where you are
Absolutely.
And not just sit and agree with you all the time.
all the time. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
That spoils you.
Yes.
So when you hear the truth from somebody, now you upset because they done revealed the truth.
Right.
Where
right.
all your circle been lying to you.
right.
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 Or they just ignorant.
Yes, exactly.
That is so true.
So speaking of all that, I want to ask y'all this: what are 3 non-negotiables that y'all have in relationships, or let's say even must-haves, like however you want to like you answer it, non-negotiables, or like what do you have to have, or what can you not tolerate?
Well, I think it's important to have compromise.
Okay.
We must compromise because just like we was talking about, if I'm washing dishes, but I don't put bleach in my water, but you was raised to put bleach in your water, so you come in the kitchen and you say, "What you doing?" Washing dishes. You got any bleach in the water? No. Why you ain't get bleach? How they gonna get clean? I said, I've been washing dishes all my life and I never put bleach in my water. That is not the way you wash dishes. I said, hold up.
This is so specific.
No, this is some real stuff. I said, hold up. Here's what we're gonna do. You in charge of the dishes. Because I wasn't raised to do that, so I'll forget every time to put bleach in this water.
Yeah.
So since that's the thing you do that.
Unless you cooking chicken. Put bleach in that water.
I'll cook the chicken. I'll cook the chicken. You just clean up. You just gonna clean up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's got to compromise because we were all raised differently.
Right.
And we're not getting together to change each other.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be changing nobody. Only God can change the heart of a person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can stop him from maybe eating, in the bed or whatever.
Eating in the bed.
Get your clothes up off the floor. Get your, you can change that kind of stuff. It's just working together, working these kinks out.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you cannot change people.
Right.
You cannot change your spouse into what you want him to be.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. You must accept him for who he is. Mm-hmm. That's why you got to be real coming into the relationship so they'll know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if they don't know who you are, how can they treat you the way you are? Because they don't know.
Right.
So now they can mold you into what they want you to be.
Right.
And then that's where the fighting come in at. Mm-hmm. Men do it too.
Mm-hmm.
They do it too. They try to change their wives or whatever, their girlfriends, and want them. You can't go nowhere without me and all
Gotta
this
get a
stuff.
BBL.
Come on now.
Now that's insane.
Come on now.
No.
So mine is pretty simple. I'll say I require respect.
Okay.
That's like a non-negotiable. Extreme effort when it comes to communication. You don't have to be perfect at it, but at least give the effort. And just consistency and commitment.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, I think it's pretty simple. I think we complicate it,
We do. We complicate a lot of stuff. What about you?
I would say, of course, spiritual alignment. Our relationship with God definitely is a non-negotiable. Would say chemistry and respect. Chemistry because I want to be able to be myself freely, and chemistry allows it to happen. If we ain't got chemistry, it's going to be hard to compromise. It's going to be hard to do a lot of things. It's going to be hard to collaborate and have teamwork without that chemistry and, of course, respect. I can't marry somebody out of respect.
Yeah.
If you allow me to talk crazy to you, or I feel like I got to talk crazy to you, then it's not going to work, right?
Right.
But yeah, those are things that I have to have.
Yeah. I feel that. Of course, I'm going to go the non-negotiable way and say, of course, if you're not saved and then if you don't love the Lord, then what we doing?
Right.
Then, too, I cannot be with someone with no ambition. Your only drive is driving me on dates. Like, that's the only drive you got. If our relationship is the only thing that you're really working on and working towards in life, and you don't have any ambition and you're not doing anything else, because I'm busy, and I need someone who's able to understand that mindset. I'm constantly in work mode. Like, I text Dre on, what holiday was it that just passed? I don't even know. What month is this? Was it Memorial Day?
Yes.
It was Memorial Day. I was working on some stuff, and I texted him on some business type stuff, and I felt so bad because I'm like, Brittany, just shut it down for just a day. Like, everybody ain't doing what you're doing right now. But Dre, he always in work mode too, so it's fine. But but not to say that I, can't pull away from that for a minute, but just you have nothing else that you're doing in your life. I can't do that. And then this is about to be really so lame, but a person who doesn't do people well, I don't know if y'all have ever experienced a person who, and you don't have to be super extroverted or whatever, because I prefer not to be around people a lot. I'm not really that extroverted, but you don't have to be really outgoing, but I need you to be able to conduct yourself properly around people. Like, can you have a decent conversation and not like be withdrawn in like 5 seconds, like where people don't even know you're there, like you don't even want to talk to people, and I'm the only person that you interact with. And so I'm saying this from experience. I've dealt with this, and it's real. Like you would be surprised at people who don't do people well at all, like at all. And I'm like, why did you? I think like what happened? Like I don't really understand that really, but just being able to interact with people and stuff, because if at any point in time, like I don't know, I like to experience stuff, and I like to be cultured, and I like to know stuff and go different places. And if we go somewhere, I want to know that this man that I have beside me can hold his own, and I ain't even gotta talk. Like you can just hold this conversation, and you gonna be the one to handle it. I'm gonna shut up, for a minute, because I tend to talk a lot anyway. So you don't say.
I'm gonna say something right now.
So yeah.
I must confess that I'm an introvert.
Are you?
I am an introvert, unless I'm invited somewhere. I just don't run to everything.
Yeah.
And be around a whole bunch of people. I don't do that.
Me neither.
There's a thing called safeguarding your anointing, safeguarding
your heart,
safeguarding your mind,
your energy,
yes. And you can get in a certain area, a certain room. The vibe is just not conducive to your life, and so because I'll go places, I'd be invited to a birthday party or whatever. I might stay 15 minutes and I'm gone. Where Cliff go? Y'all know. I just do not do people well, and just not at church all day, every day.
Yeah.
That's who I am. But when it's other things, unless I'm like, I used to say this, and I hate saying this, if I'm not the main attraction, I don't want to be there. I used to be like that. I'm sorry. If I ain't on the stage, I don't want to be sitting out there listening to somebody else. Drinking or whatever y'all doing, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've learned how to, when you're anointed, you have to be very careful, because God feeds you what to give, and if you got a bunch of stuff in your heart from where you've been, a lot of people got their own opinions about stuff, and that kind of stuff feeds into you.
Yes.
And it starts you questioning your thought process. So, and I'm too much of a strong-willed person, strong mind. I've always, walked to my own drum beat. I've never did what other people do. I ain't no monkey see, monkey do person. Yeah. And so when you start looking different than the other people, they looking at you strange. So I just stay out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's all I gotta say about that.
So Cliff is introverted. He does not want to be around people. He does not want to be married.
I just sound like I'm just.
No, you don't. No, you don't. This is you. We love it.
But I'm happy. I got peace.
That's it. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. Protect your peace.
Yes, God.
That's cool. Y'all, so I want to just go here for a second. And I guess it's just being a little petty. I don't know. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. It's just totally up to you. And I'm making it sound worse than what it really is. The question is really not that bad. But I need y'all to give me like a couple of things that you have noticed that are flawed about the dating pool.
Hey man.
Like,
I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's the question. Like, what have you noticed and experienced?
The social media piece. That social media piece. When I'm seeing that do to people, it's crazy.
Yes.
Like that starving for attention. Other people needing validation from other people. That's like a recipe for disaster in a relationship. Because that's not it at all.
No.
And social media again, as far as the illusion of options.
I was getting ready to say that.
I used to work somewhere. I won't mention where.
You sure you don't want to tell us? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just out of respect for those people. But someone at my job, older people, married for 45 years, met a high school sweetheart on Facebook and left their significant other to be with that person. And I had real love for this couple, and it just broke my heart. Older people, we're talking like 70s, in their 70s.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely. Left their significant other, found their high school sweetheart, and was out of there just like that. So if it's affecting the older generation, not probably not as much as our generation, but that says something. That speaks volumes. So
Sure.
I'll just speak on just social media because I know it's way more than that. But yeah,
I'll add to the social media comparison.
Yep.
You wanting to look at or be like whoever is goals. That's the craziest thing to me because we don't know what people are doing aside from those perfect pictures they post or whatever.
Right.
But comparison definitely is causing people to, not value what they had or could have. And like he said, the illusion of options or whatever, because just because you getting likes and loves on a picture or whatever, you think that, that's a viable option for you. And it's not. People crazy out here. They don't got it together, whatever. And then all this information, everybody has a podcast and everybody don't need to have one. I'm thankful for this one though. It's a breath of fresh air. But you got all this information out here and you don't know what to, take in. And then you have, like I said, all this information and nobody's really reading the Bible. Nobody's seeking the Lord or whatever. Nobody's really trying to pattern their lives, according to, God's will for their life or whatever.
Yeah, that's so true.
and I'll add on what she said as far as the information piece. Information and attention; those are two things coming up. We had to work for that.
Man.
You had to be doing something to get some attention from somebody.
Yes.
And to get specific information, you had to go find the information.
Yes.
So now you don't know what's legitimate. You don't know what's wrong.
Right.
So you just ingesting all of this content, whether you're reading articles from Google. You don't know the validity to a lot of this stuff. So that's a problem.
That is a major problem. You know, that's why I'm real intentional about this because I like context and I like to read and stuff. I'm a nerd. So before I post anything that's like information based or even if it's like something from scripture, I'm like studying and I'm researching before I put something out there because I hate to see things that people share. Like people share things like they are factual for right now that happened in 2012.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then people gravitate towards that. And I was reading a book. I think it's All That's Good by Hannah Anderson. And she had quoted a guy in there he was saying how quickly false information travels versus true information. And it's so true. And I can't remember the actual number. But like, it's real. Like people take in that stuff and they make it be the truth for them. It's the gospel to them. And you can't tell them anything different, you know? Because like I was just looking at a post the other day and I can't remember what the post was. This is probably bad. Why information so bad too. I get too much of it. But it was something, somebody was talking about something and it was from like a long time ago and somebody had put in the comment, this was from 2005, I think. And so the comment back was, I remember what it was. It was Angelina Jolie and Will Smith on that ski boat, whatever it was. What do y'all call it? Jet ski. They want a jet ski. And people were commenting like, I'm so happy for him. Yay, I'm happy for him. They were like, and somebody posted, they were like, this is from 2004. And somebody's comment back to them was, well, I still like it. It's not even true right now for today. Man. Like, why would you... Like, and you're letting that be your pattern for life. Yeah. And how you view things. Like, so social media is amazing. Like, it is, if used correctly, But it is it's a blessing and a curse to some people who don't know how to filter out stuff and don't even know how to temper their own life to the information that they're getting. It's that y'all just like hit on the major problem.
And another side to that is like you spoken about the algorithm. So, the goal sometimes is to condense your information down as much as possible, like 60 seconds. So sometimes if you're giving information, you might strip down such intricate details and just give the key points. And some people, they're not even thinking about like all the rest of the information that goes with that.
Right.
And I see it a lot in business, like get an LLC, do this, do that. But what about all the other steps?
Right.
And you misleading people.
Right, exactly. I'm dealing with that now with this whole book stuff. Oh, and by the way, I just got to put this out there real quick. I do have a book coming out, the Millennial Christian Devotional Volume 1. It will be released July 27th, but you can pre-order it on my website, www.brittanydotsonmusic.com. Want to throw their plug in there. I am not bringing this up because I wanted to plug my book, but I do have something.
I did
order.
When you said that, though, it made me think about, like, I'm posting all this stuff about my book and pre-order my book and all this stuff. And I didn't realize that stuff is a lot of work, like charging people sales tax and you having to like file a return on sales tax because you have like now you are under this umbrella where you are in Arkansas where you're part of a nexus and all that. Like nobody tells you all of these things, but then you see all this and it makes it look really really good.
Right.
Like it looks really really good that I've written a book. But y'all don't know I'm stressed out over here, like having to do all this paperwork, and then I don't want to pay somebody to do it for me because it's like too much money, and I ain't selling that many books right now like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's so true. Like you see the glamorous side of it, and people don't give you the real. And I guess it's hard, honestly, to do it in 60 seconds. Dre, let's be honest. So when we post stuff on social media, like I'm gonna give. When I intentionally go through these podcast episodes and I pick out some of the best clips that I can find because that's what I want you to see. But I think where people mess up is with intention and motive. My intention is for you to go and listen to the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Right.
I want you to get all of it, but I'm putting this out here for you so that it'll make you want to go listen to the rest of it because it's a lot of other good stuff I feel like is in there. But some people's intention is different. Like all they want to do is sell you on something. They want to make it seem like they want you to envy their life. Like, and that's really, to me, that's kind of like on some manipulative, like deceptive type of thing.
Right.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
So
this kind of thing has been going on forever before this. Social media, people just not being real, just being fake, this stuff is not real. And then people get hung up on that. Then they start following these people that ain't even doing what they say they're doing on here. Then artists used to have to work to be exposed, to get some kind of clout or whatever. All you gotta do is act a fool on here. And you're instantly a star. You're on The View before you know it.
Yes.
Doing something
That's
stupid.
so true. I was talking to my nail tech, the guy that was doing my nails today. We were actually talking about that. He was like, you just do something stupid nowadays and everybody, you blow up. He said, you may blow up for a little bit, but at least you blow up, and you can make crazy money just by doing something crazy.
Yeah, and then lose all that crazy money.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Out there trying to get everything you want, and then you're falling in that rabbit hole. So, it profits nothing to gain the whole world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then lose your soul.
Yes.
Now, see, you have
That's
to believe that for that to do something to you, to stop you or to turn you around on certain things. You got to believe what the word say before you start living the word.
Right.
And a lot of people don't believe it.
No.
Right.
They don't.
They
and
don't.
That's the problem with social media also, because like your podcast is, and yours perhaps, putting out positive messages. A lot of them is putting out stuff to go against the truth.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
And you got so many weak-minded people.
Yes.
Or the people that have been in the church and have seen too much. You know what I'm saying? You've seen too much. You've seen the pastor at the same club. You've seen the pastor or this deacon up at the hotel. You've seen all that, and it's like, and if you're not there for your personal relationship with Christ, it will cause you to leave.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to them church folks, But then they'll listen to somebody on here that just wrote a book. But you don't believe this book that's been here forever.
Right. Right.
That somebody tell you there's no hell. Well, who went there and came back and told us?
Thank you.
Just now, I'm real fair about this. Just like who left and told us there was a heaven. So what do you believe?
Yeah.
I mean, because ain't none of us left here and came back and said, yeah, it's hot down there. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's according to your faith, be it unto you. That's the scripture. And if you reading this word and you looking at the world, you got to know this thing is for real. Because it's telling you everything that happens before it happened.
Yeah.
So why we can't believe that?
I don't want to.
Because they don't want to live that.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a lot
accountability.
Of people you got to give up
Yeah.
to follow Christ. You got to give up.
Yeah.
You know. But people just don't want to give up their way.
Right.
You
And
know?
it's so worth it, though.
And I don't think it is. Oh my God, it is so worth it.
It is.
It is so worth it. I'm glad I gave up now.
Me too. Because I was a hot mess. So, yeah.
I probably could have hung out at some time.
I'm pretty sure. Look, if we probably did. Didn't even know.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Before we wrap this up, I got a bonus question or two for y'all. And so, you know, like you mentioned social media and people comparison and people seeing things. So, on like physical attraction, how important to y'all in dating is physical attraction? Like on a scale from 1 to 5, like least important to most important, like where does it fit?
Okay. That's the first thing you see. You don't know their mind. You don't know they problems. All you is attracted to what you see. After the attraction, then you go further to learn that person. Now they ain't attractive so much.
Right.
So I mean, you can be attracted to them, but still they may be rotten, but they're beautiful. So it's very important. I mean, you have to be attracted to somebody to even want to talk to them.
1 to 5, where you at? 1, where you go?
About attraction?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 5.
You shallow, Cliff.
I'm not gonna look. I'm not even talking about beauty. I'm talking about you could be attracted to somebody that's just like me. You having a conversation. I could be attracted to your mind, the way you're talking. I may don't even like the way you look.
But
There's
physical
something about
attraction,
you.
though.
But well, that's top tier to me. I'm sorry.
He said he is not switching up.
That's just it.
So I'll say, I think that when you are a little more cultured, right? Your picture of attraction is more expanded. Mm-hmm. Like some people, like we said, just high off social media, they look at one type of thing as the picture of attraction. Mm-hmm. Like, I like a lot of different types of looks. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, many attractions. See?
Right. and also,
like 6 flags.
And I think like to what Cliff said, you can be attracted to people's spirit, not necessarily just their physical. Mm-hmm. And for me, like that more so overrides just physical, in my opinion. So probably like a 3.
3, okay.
Yeah, but you don't get to know their spirit.
Or energy, like how you can meet a stranger and then it's a connection, y'all start speaking. Mm-hmm. I think it's that same thing from a romantic standpoint. Mm-hmm. You don't just gotta be Beyonce.
No.
But if I feel a connection and then if I get to know you, you're gonna automatically be even more physically beautiful just off of who you are on the inside. Like I'm heavy on that.
Yeah.
So if you walk in somewhere in the store,
Cliff is like, it's a 5.
Yeah.
it's like the
Cliff
starting point because before they say anything,
right,
you're attracted to that person, looks, or you're not. Now, if you're not, and you strike up a conversation, and I was like, I like that shit.
Well, yeah, you can't be just busted, you know. But
so we gonna say.
So I give you a clear example. If I'm in the bookstore, say this girl over here is absolutely. say this girl over here is drop dead gorgeous and she's reading Cosmopolitan, but this girl over here is reading like a financial literacy book. I'm over there.
That's your attraction.
Yeah. And it's not about
the look.
She might be Beyonce.
Yeah.
She might be. I'm not gonna compare anybody.
And so then there,
because that sends the wrong message. But
you're judging by what they're reading.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she ain't got nothing in her brain because she read cosmetologist book or whatever. And this girl got this book that she. That's gonna make
her more beautiful to me.
Yeah. See. So, but you saw something.
Yeah.
That was attractive to you.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. That's a number 5.
and another thing, looks fade.
Yes, they do.
They do.
You might have been 135 when I met you. You might get up to 160. I'm gonna talk to you and be like, "Hey, you wanna go work out?" But I'm not gonna just be like, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
So if I base it out on a physical, then
Well, if she was that big when you first saw her, you weren't attracted to her.
She wasn't though. She was 135.
But I'm saying that's why he was attracted to her.
But then she would get back to 135.
Part of the reason why, a very small part of the reason why, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Vakesia?
I would say about a 3. Because I'm big on mindset and everything as well. And I'm not really one of those girls that get real excited about muscles and all that stuff. That ain't me. Now, a tall, dark man. I'm learning here recent years. I do like a tall man. I do. Or whatever. But in my past experiences, I've never really paid that much attention to it. I've been attracted to them on other levels, and that was just an added component. Yeah. So I would say a 3.
A 3. Okay. Y'all I got an answer?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What you call
co-host. I got it. I shouldn't have said that. I should have retracted my statement early on. No, but I am. I'm more with Dre here on this. I would say a 2.5, 3, because I'm more of a mind person. Like, what does your mind say to me? Like, what are you? How are you speaking to me intellectually, spiritually, mentally? Like, because I just feel like this: wherever your mind goes, that's where your body is gonna go. Mm-hmm. And so, no matter how fine you are, if we're not connected on like an intellectual, spiritual, mental level, then I'm not there with you. Mm-hmm. So no matter how good you look to me, like I'm not there, and eventually I'm gonna get tired of you. Like your brain is gonna get on my nerves because it's not what I'm looking for. And so if I can't be in that space with you all the time, I can't stay connected to you, and I'm quickly gonna shift my attention somewhere else. Because that's like science though. Like where your brain goes, that's what everything else does. Right. Like like anything. So I gotta be on that level with you. So, and if not, yeah, we don't have anything. Like what? Because we're spiritual beings.
I ain't gonna let y'all let me be the shallow person.
We are shallow.
I ain't gonna let y'all let me be the shallow person.
Ooh, shallow and proudly single.
Before I know you intellectually.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know that when I first see you.
I feel like
you could be nice looking, but just a terrible person. But I don't know that until I start dating you.
But
until I start hanging around you
like,
and see how you are now.
But clear.
Now you're ugly to me.
But clear.
But I'm saying, and I can see an ugly girl and be real good friends with love her to death, like girl.
But clear.
See, you said friends though.
Okay, y'all, listen.
Wow.
I don't want to get up every morning and like look over and be like, what in the monsters? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, or whatever. And I don't know. Somebody may think I'm ugly because we all have preferences, whatever. But I don't want that. But at the same time, like I feel like this is just me. I feel like as you get older and as you grow as a person, you can like sense with people, like even how they are. I don't have to have a whole lot of conversations with you to know if you're gonna be somebody I'm gonna want to date. Like I don't want you to waste your money on me if I know that after these 2 or 3 dates I'm not gonna want to talk to you. I don't feel like that takes a whole lot of time. Right. Like I don't like. I feel like you said I feel like when you walk somewhere, like if I'm in a grocery store and maybe this is because I've been praying for a level of discernment that God gives me so that I can sense in people and know what I'm dealing with, because I just don't, too old to be wasting time. So I don't even want to have 17 conversations with you and then figure out. I feel like you gonna know that stuff. Like, I don't feel like that's something that's gonna, like, I don't know. I just feel like I can see how ugly you are up front. Like, I don't think that takes me like sifting through your fineness and your tall, dark chocolateness for me to understand that you are a terrible person.
Yeah.
You
but
know,
that comes with walking in the spirit, living in the spirit, so that you can see in the spirit. Because some people you can determine, detect something there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But still, I didn't detect it until I started talking to you. But I was just attracted to you.
Y'all never like been around people like in a social setting that you've just observed and like knew something was off about them?
Yeah, even if we're talking about the beauty piece, right? I feel like some people that are attractive, you can look at a person and tell if they lead with that. Like, you can be good looking, but if I look at you and I feel like you banking on that, or that's what you're leading with now.
Yeah, like we don't even have to have all these drawn out conversations. Like, that's what I'm getting from you. And I don't think my instincts are lying to me about that. You know what I'm saying?
And social media proves that. Like, if I see a nice looking young lady, if you don't say 2 words on your page, or I can't go to anything where you got some content where you're speaking and I can see your mindset, I'm not saying nothing to you.
We also got to be mindful, women and men, but mostly women, that we have a lot of con artists in this day and time.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure.
So you must be very attentive, because guys know how to act just like you want them to act.
Oh yeah.
Draw you in, get your heart, and they ain't what they wanted all in the first place. So it's important to know that there are con artists, even in the church.
Oh man, definitely. Like they live.
Oh yes.
Oh come on now, come on! I'm a saved man. He got to go to church. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Okay, since we can't talk Cliff out of being shallow and superficial, it's okay, we'll work on you later. Okay, before we close, ideal mate. Like, y'all tell me your ideal mate.
That's y'all.
Cliff is like nobody.
That's a tough one. I feel like for me, I feel like you got to leave room. You have your non-negotiables. You have, the base things that you look for, but you got to kind of still stay open-minded. Otherwise, you kind of close yourself in and you might not find your person.
Okay, you know what? That goes on a quote. I just heard it yesterday. They said that somebody gave them this advice before they got married. They said that a man told them that if you want someone who meets all of your conditions, you won't ever learn how to love unconditionally.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
that is
powerful.
so true.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
So true. I was like, man, that's some real deep stuff. Had me.
Because I'm pretty sure all of us can attest to, you can have an idea in your head, even on a creative, something you're working on creatively. Nothing ever comes out 100% like you saw it. So if you think like that with relationships, I mean, good luck. You might get really lucky, but...
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever known anybody that got exactly everything they wanted
Right.
in a spouse.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones that's single, that's still saying that, they're gonna be single. You got to have this, you got to make this kind of money, you got to do this. I love all that. God bless you. But get comfortable in being single. Because it's getting shorter and shorter.
Oh, yeah.
So you ain't got too many pickings.
Right. Exactly.
That's sad.
For real, it is sad, but that's true.
And that money piece, when I hear that, it's embarrassing sometimes, because I'll hear things and I'll be like, oh, you don't understand finances. Because even if you're a doctor, you could make, however many $100,000s a year, but you might have a certain amount of debt. You might have unforeseen things. You might have kids from a prior marriage. Just a lot of things. So when people put a hard number on something, I'm like, yeah, you don't really understand finances.
Right.
Right.
In my
And what do
opinion.
you have
Yeah, that's
to
true.
offer?
Right.
You know, are you gonna match somebody's list? Everybody got a like someday, you know.
Yep.
A preference
Yeah.
of some sort. What about you, Vakesia?
Ideal mate. Of course, the things I mentioned earlier, they have to possess those things. They have to be able to make me laugh, teach me something. Because what they call it, a sapiosexual, if you can teach me anything or whatever, that's worth learning now.
Yeah.
That's good. I haven't thought too much about it aside from those things I've mentioned prior to. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay. Stop there. Okay, I don't have a list. I'm not a list because like Dre made me feel bad. Like I feel like,
Yeah, you got a list. That's okay.
I really don't feel bad, but no, but I don't have a list, but there. I mean, of course, you know, there's some things like if God wants this for me, I'm totally like God. You know, hear me out here. You know, but if not, that's fine. But of course, I want someone again who is saved. Like, what does the fruit of your life say about your relationship with Christ? I'm a nerd, so I like to learn. I love to learn, and so I like you. I need somebody that's gonna teach me something. Like I honestly want someone who is more. And not saying that I'm not the most intelligent person in the world. I'm absolutely not. But I want someone who is more intelligent than I am. You know, that can really like draw things out of me that I did not realize even existed. Like I like to learn and grow that way. And I'm always looking for ways to expand my knowledge in some area. What, Cleo?
I got something to say to that too.
No, I was just gonna ask you, what age bracket are you?
Okay. So
So
here's the
somebody to
okay, so
be above your thought process to teach you something.
well, and you know, okay, let me back this up. When I say more intelligent, I guess what I'm saying is they've experienced and learned things, and they are constantly learning, so they can always teach me something. So it's not more so like, because the word intelligent is a broad term, really, because like you know way more about this than we do in this room. So we would say that you're an expert in that area, and you know that. So like somebody who knows what they know, and they're constantly trying to learn what they don't know. I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So let me rephrase it. My bad. Yeah, I misspoke. So, you know, like, but you can teach me something. Let me just say that. You can teach me something. Okay, does that work for you?
That's fine. That's what you want to say.
Thank you very much.
Or I can learn something together.
Yes, we can learn something together. Yeah. But I guess no. Let me say this. I want you to. I guess it's nice. It would be nice to have someone who pursues knowledge more than I do. You know, and I know that it doesn't have to be that way. Like we really can learn together. It's fine. Like, you know, but like that you really do, because I feel like, and I know too much of anything, you know, can corrupt people in the wrong way if that's where your heart is and what you are always pursuing. But just, you know, do you want to learn something so you can teach me something? Whatever. Let's move on. So and then I don't know, like I love sports. I love sports, and it's really cathartic and relaxing for me. Sports is, so it'd be nice if I could enjoy sports. So if I don't have to, that's fine. If I don't,
well, that's cool. one on your list that wouldn't be no problem.
Yeah, you know, like let's go to a game or something. And I feel like, you know, it kind of get you out of like, well, for me, it gets me kind of out of a work setting and out of the house, you know, and it's something that I enjoy, so we can do that. And then everything else is just like, I don't have a list like that, you know, but, you know, somebody who's confident, self-aware.
Masculine.
I like all that.
Yeah, masculine.
I like all that self-confidence.
Yeah, because I've run into a lot of situations where, and I don't think I'm an intimidating person. you know, I don't think I am. But you know, why you back? Your body language like said something to me. I'm playing with you. You know, I don't feel like I am, but you know, it's been that's kind of been a difficulty that I've had, and so I feel like if you're confident and you're self-aware, then it's gonna be hard to threaten who you are as a person. Like, and you're not gonna let other people do that to you, even if it's unspoken. Like I can't. There's nothing about you that's going to change who I am and how I approach you and how I approach life. I'm gonna be who I am because I know who I am, you know. But beyond that, though, that's it. Yeah.
But the person that's confident cannot mistake confidence for arrogance.
Right.
I don't like arrogant people.
Right. No.
But I
Right.
do love confident people.
Yeah.
Right. Me
So
too.
the people that's confident
Add
is
that
not
to the
jealous
list.
of nobody else around them.
Right.
Right.
You know, or if I'm confident, my wife can go wherever she want to go. Mm-hmm. I'm confident in knowing you're gonna come back here.
Right.
You know, I don't care what you done out there. God reveal it. But if I'm being the man like I'm supposed to be, like God is telling me to be, then I don't think you'll have any problems out of a woman.
No. Absolutely
You're
not.
gonna look nowhere else when you got a godly man
That's right.
that believes in taking care of her.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm done with that.
but you ain't got no ideal mate though.
None at all. I do have an ideal mate. I'm already married.
Don't say to your.
Hello.
There you go.
We are. Yeah. You are part of the bride. So.
Yeah, that's right. I ain't gonna wear the dress, but
Please don't. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that.
It's fine. It happens all the time.
I was like getting too excited, but didn't even notice. Okay. Well, listen, y'all. I appreciate y'all sitting down having this conversation.
No, this was amazing.
It was good. It was really
wonderful.
good. Learned a lot of things, you know, and hopefully, you know, someone else on the other end of this can really be helped in their single life, and even maybe hopefully it changed some perspectives on some things, because I know with us being, you know, our age, and we deal with a lot of stuff, and people, we see a lot of different things, especially now that we have social media. And so it's always good to get the perspective of people who are centered, who are focused, who are, you know, have some stability in their lives, and they know who they are, and they found their identity in Christ and in who he has made them to be. So yeah, thank y'all so much. This was awesome. I appreciate y'all. I think that's it. It's a wrap. We're done.
All right.